For a long time it had looked like they might. The energetic Stuart Donald buying out the apathetic Ellis Short had built a mood of optimism on Weir's side, but a summer is a long time to keep that balloon in the air. It would be just like Sunderland to ruin everything by losing. Before kickoff, fans mingled with Donald, having a pint with them in the reopened fan zone. Long before the end, Short had stopped going to matches, never mind mixing it with supporters. But once it came down to the football, things started to look ominously familiar. Enjoying their pre-match drinks delayed some getting to their seats, and when they tried to, their season cards were not playing ball. When the game started, plenty were outside, anxious to get in. If the fans were late to the party, so were many players. To say Ali Mazruk looked rusty would be polite. He has had just 3 disrupted pre-season matches, and does not look up to speed. With Glenn Loovens just as pedestrian, Lyle Taylor was having a field day. Taylor ballooned an early free kick and Carlin Grant hit one into the wall either side of the opening goal. With Sunderland unable to lay a glove on Charlton Athletic, it threatened the mood. Sunderland manager Jack Ross applauds the fans' image, PA. When Prokofiev had belted out earlier than usual, the southwest corner responded by drowning it out with songs of their own. It would be nice if, having set the terrace chants rolling, the PA system left them to it. Instead, the players came out to some awful rave music. The noise as the whistle blew to kickoff was impressive. With the fans now concentrated into the lower bowl of the Stadium of Light, it makes for a much better atmosphere. They roared their approval whenever there was anything positive to get excited about. The problem was, it was not very often. By the time everyone was in the ground, there was not quite the 31,079 announced. Sunderland's attendances include season ticket holders, whether in the ground or on a beach enjoying their summer holidays, but it was certainly an impressive League One crowd. As the half went on, the volume turned down. The players were giving them nothing to feed off. React to their last gasp win over Charlton. Placement, lead, duration, 43, id, 5,818,064,272,001, uploader, Ed Sires, source, 06BEF9C772FF856FCDF B6F8F237B9C80, content vertical, undefined, site, undefined, clearance, network, source URL, has lead video, true, interaction, name id, 14,991,425, features preload fonts, true, external brands, true, GDPR consent enabled, true, chameleon.cookie policy.enabled, false, PWA, track offline, true, bundled CSS, false, recommendations, https://map.data.tm-awx.com/rhs, modularx, true, native app banner, true, greater than. Suddenly you could hear the Charlton fans, the one group of supporters left in the upper tiers, lapping up their lead. Last season the home fans would have been silent, struck dumb by nerves. This time there was at least a hum of conversation audible at times during the end-of-season win over Wolverhampton Wanderers. When Chris Maguire tried to play a short free kick, one for the latest of a series of fouls on Josh Maha, the only person on his wavelength was wearing yellow. An all-too-familiar ground rumbled around the Stadium of Light. Frustration seeped out from time to time. Not since they were at Bournemouth under David Moyes had the Black Cats come from behind to win. It felt like the only thing Sunderland had forgotten to change was the footballing script. But they just gave their fans enough at the end of the first half. Substitute Brian Oviedo shooting straight at the goalkeeper from an ambitious distance to register their first shot on target in the 42nd minute. Maha hooked a shot wide from an Oviedo cross. Ostercott to have stabbed home Leuven's touch at a corner, and Maha might have converted Chris Maguire's shanked shot, but hesitantly took a touch he did not need. When the second half started, it was as if the slate had been wiped clean, and Jack Ross switched to 3 at the back brought dividends. The fans recognized as much. The supporters were incredibly positive with the players. It would have been easy for them to turn, but they more than stayed with us. They drove us, said Ross afterwards. Things we learned. Player ratings. Jack Ross reaction. Match report. Unlike in the first 40 minutes, the players fed the beast. When Adam Matthews clipped the ball in, Maha had his back to goal near the corner of the penalty area. It was a nothing position. He calmly controlled it, turned and placed a precise shot into the net. The noise which greeted it was deafening. Charlton responded the better, forcing a couple of corners. Same old, same old. Sunderland's fans kept their belief, and when the fourth official signaled a minimum of 6 added minutes, they looked forward to what could happen next, rather than fearing it. In the sixth of those extra minutes, Lyndon Gooch fluffed his big chance, letting the pulled-back corner roll under his boot, but got into the penalty area to head in the cross Oviedo delivered. The response from the stands was ecstatic. There really is no better way to win a game. Sunderland have taken the handbrake off. Just as importantly, their fans were firmly on board.